Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Welcome back to my little cozy hidey hole in the abyss. T6 Abyss, T6 Exotic, one of the easiest T6 sites to do in EVE Online, in my opinion. Here we are wrecking these lucid guys. I'm continuing to explore the T6 Exotics, both because I've been recently doing these, just because I wanted to do a bit of a chill, relaxing T6 activity, but also because I've been wanting to explore slightly more the loot situation. So far it's been good. I hope it continues to be good, but I think that really T6 exotics now have been equalized with the other types of filaments. It doesn't seem to be really crap like it used to be. I could have just had really lucky runs, but to me it does actually feel like this has become a lot better. And in my opinion, the extra loot cost, or not loot cost, but like the filament cost is very much worth it, because those filaments that you use for T6 exotics are quite a bit more expensive than, say, T6 gammas, about double the price. And we're talking about 10 versus like 22 million. So quite a bit more, but in the grand scheme of things, if the loot is the same, I think the comfort, in my opinion, is worth it. It's very fast as well, a lot faster than the T6 Gamma, so in some ways I think maybe you could also save a bit of time, or like earn a bit more, because you're able to do more sites an hour on average. So that's something I'm also thinking about. But in my opinion, these T6s, they're very like cozy for me. Like, I don't really have to think too much. I do have to think. In T6, you always have to think a bit. It's not like I'm doing maybe T5 and got a really bling fit. Obviously, T5, whatever filament you do, depending on your fit, it's always going to require some level of thinking. But if you're using a fully bling fit, you can do T4s and T5s without even thinking. But T6 usually, regardless of how good your fit is, you usually always have to think a little bit at least. T6 exotics, in my opinion, it's just like I'm sitting here, you know, it's late at night, wife is asleep, I just do a bit of these T6 exotics. I think that it is a pretty good way to hone my Gila skills, but also being able to just get some tankisk and, you know, just to relax a bit in real life. Go here and get that extraction node. Extraction nodes have been real wildcards, I've realized, here in the T6. Sometimes they can give like 20 million. What the hell is this? What is that? 20 million? You can sometimes get 20 million, but then sometimes you can also get like 3 million. But really, the amount of loot you can get from these 20 million extraction nodes baffles me, because that's, to me, they just feel so overpowered. It's not often I get those, but when I do, a very good feeling that is. Another reason why the T6 exotics are really chill is because in a Gila you use the Vespa drones, and the Vespa drones are shield-based drones. So in the case where you see that my drone is taking a real beating, then it's not going to be permanently damaged, unlike the armor-based drones. They're going to be able to regenerate their shields, and they're going to be doing good. So it's not too bad. It's also the case in the Gammas. And in fact, in the Gammas, in some ways, it's actually better, because in the Gammas, they buff your shields. So the drones are going to be a little bit tankier than they usually would be. But the Vespas are tankier than the explosive drones, the Valkyries. So I think it sort of equalizes a bit. I think it maybe is slightly more tanky in the Gammas, the Valkyries, versus the Vespas and the exotics. But to me, I feel like my drones are very tanky, because I love the Vespas and that they're tanky. They've got pretty good range as well, and good DPS. Let's get that over there. 16 million, not crazy loot. Go for this transfer conduit here. Oh, but this little bit of 500. Lucid preserver, and we'll put those drones spread out a little bit over there, and keep a range 500. Great. And then the next one, and they're really easy as AFK when the other enemy ships have been destroyed, because they don't have anything to remote repair, so they're just going to be AFK. So you have 5 meters a second, so our drones have got perfect tracking on these guys. Unless the drones decide to, for some reason, fly really fast, and then it's usually an easy situation. Under 5 minutes, slip waves are not usually that difficult at all. It's okay. I like that. Easy T6 in the T6 exotics. the background really suits the Gila as well with my Etheric Raider skin. Okay, this is another baby easy wave as well. A lot of baby easy waves, it seems. We've got 2 extractioners, so we'll go for them. We'll go for them here, and then I'll go for any kinds of webbing scrubs. Snare casters, I want to take them out fast. And then maybe even that sensor dampener as well. Oh, we've even got even automatic suppressor, which is gonna help us a little bit. Get that missile going on. There we go. All of those snare casters destroyed. Renewing Rodiva. Great, take him out here. Easy. Now for this one. And we can just shoot a missile on these extraction nodes there nearby. Go for this one, split up the Vespers a little bit. Great. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Those really crazy extraction nodes, 16 million. That feels amazing. That's the same amount as the bioadaptive cache we got initially as well. You can really get some great extraction nodes, or some really bad ones. It can really go either way. Let's open that one up. And that's it for this wave. It seems to be over pretty quickly. I'm not going to go 100 kilometers to get that one extraction node. It's probably going to give us 2 ISK. Then again, it could be one of those ones that give us 20 million ISK. You never know. Let's take out these drones. I think that the rogue drones, they do scale slightly with the level of filament, because I remember seeing in these test videos in the preview of the Abyss, then they did have them say like tier 5 rogue drones. I wonder if the rogue drones do a bit more damage and maybe have a little bit more hit points to the higher tier of Abyss you're doing. Could be the case. Let me know in the description if that is the case. Get some missiles and that strike lance over there. Great. Now we can go with the blast lance here. The Afterburner is a pretty good one, but still, Gila doesn't go too fast even with the Bling Afterburner. There are ships that are quite a bit faster than this. Orthrus with this kind of Afterburner I think goes 1k a second. Shoot this bioadaptive. You know, I'm thinking a little bit about how I've been playing EVE Online these last few months, or even like a year or so, and I've not really been doing much new stuff in terms of like ship uses, I would say. So like when I just said now, okay, the Orthrus goes 1k a second, I was thinking, oh wait, the Orthrus does go 1k, doesn't it? Let's go 1k a second, because I've not really done much in the different types of aspects of the game with lots of different types of ships. I never really had any reason to do that. I felt a little bit like I've not really been thinking so much outside the box. I might need to think a little bit more outside the box, and that is probably some case that should be made when you're using a Gila in the T6 Abyss. Requires a bit of outside the box thinking to do something apart from this, as the Gilas are one of the biggest T6 ships that you can use. Other types of ships require a little bit more technical thinking. This room as well was under 5 minutes. Rodiva room. I'll go for these extraction nodes here. And there's multiple Rodivas here, so instead of having all those mass spam of drones, we got more Rodivas in exchange for drones. Maybe have the drones go for this renewing over here. There we go. Like that. It's hard when there's this default automatic suppressor here that's causing big problems. And there we go. Get the renewing Rodiva with the drones. I wonder if they're shooting my drones because they're yellow boxed here. So many missiles I had to shoot until they actually landed on the extraction node, because these default automatic suppressors is a short one. Look, I knew it was a short one. Even though I didn't look in the overview, I looked at what it was in the screen. Just 30 minutes, nice. It was just because my missiles are getting shot down so quickly, so I felt like it had to be the short range ones, because they're just getting shot before they even approaching the target. I had to get like 9 kilometers to be able to shoot that extraction node. Take out this spotlighter here. Shoot, let's see how many missiles it takes for us to destroy the extraction node here. New skill points. Got the skilling spree. Always have the skilling spree. or don't always have it, but I used to quite a while ago do like many years ago, when I say quite a while ago, do the skilling spree a lot. The skilling spree are these like basic missions that you get every day, or usually more like certain days of the week. Depends a little bit from the season to seasons. Like sometimes CCP feels like putting skilling spree all the time, sometimes not so much, but basic missions like kill a few NPCs, get some skills. And before, when 13 million, nice. Before, when skill points were a really big need of mine, when I was training like Tech 2 cruisers, I was not able to do that. I felt like I really needed to have the skill points, so I always remembered really try-harding with the skill points. I had like all my alt accounts, like Alpha Clone, everything. Skilling spree, okay, all 5 accounts do skilling spree. Now I couldn't care less about the skilling spree. There's a really big difference that has happened in my perspective to the game. It's just because I've accumulated so much ISK, I've trained so many skills on my character, so the effort doesn't really mean as much to me in terms of the reward. And also, just in real life, a lot more stuff going on, so these small, like a few skill points here and there, doesn't really mean much to me. Reload those missiles, but in the beginning it did mean a lot. It meant a ton. And not even the beginning, just a few years ago I'm talking about. That's not even the beginning. I started playing EVE 6-7 years ago. Get the buy active cash taken out. I wonder what kind of loot we're sitting on right now. Abyssal loot, 74 million, decent. And we've not got anything amazing even. We've just got this Gravid like Warp Scrambler, Mutapal has been there is like red loot, or Triglavian Survey and 0-point Condensate. So it's pretty good, all things considered. We've not got any filaments, for example, and those actually provide a really big chunk of the money you can get from the Abyss. So we actually are doing really well. And for like examining or concluding how well the T6 exotics give their loot, I like to look at the 0-point Condensate, because that, I remember before, was all these kind of like basic items that we got here. They used to be the items that were dropping very scarcely from the T6 exotics. Seems like it is a bit better now. Oh, there's up 14 million. Okay, it's not that great, but I mean, still 88 million. I'm not complaining at all. So that's some T6 exotics in the Gila. Chill, relaxing, good nighttime activity to do cozily style. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.